Hello everyone. Hey, I just want to take a few minutes to go over what's going to be on the final exam. Hopefully this will help you out as we get ready to wind down the course. First of all, I just want to thank everybody for all your hard work and diligence this term. This term can often be rather challenging only because of the number of holidays we have, and with the Christmas holiday especially, people get overwhelmed and busy with other things, and so I do appreciate all your work this term. So the final exam is going to consist of 5 short essay questions, much like the midterm. However, the difference between the final and the midterm is this is a forced completion exam. What that means is once you start the exam, you need to finish it. It is timed, and so you will be given a maximum of 2 hours or 120 minutes to complete the exam. The final exam is due by the end of day Wednesday, December 21st. Okay, so again, it's a forced completion exam, thus you must complete the exam once you enter it, and you'll be given 2 hours or 120 minutes to complete. So to help you get ready, I just wanted to highlight the questions, give you an idea as to what chapters you can find the answers to these questions, and just try to make it a little bit easier for you as we get towards the end of our term, and obviously Christmas being right around the corner. Okay, so the first question is going to have you look at some taxes in California. So the first question is basically describe the major taxes used to fund California's governmental operations, and approximately what percentage of the budget do each of these taxes represent. So again, we're talking about major taxes. So that's going to be the key here. Major taxes. That's what I have you guys looking for. Okay, so what are the major taxes that are used to fund California's governmental operations? And then you need to include approximately what percentage of the budget do each of these taxes represent. So the best source for this question is in our California Politics book. That's the thin one. Go through chapter 8, which is the chapter on the budget process, and in that chapter you'll find a couple of charts, and along with those charts you'll find some narrative. Okay, so again, the first question is looking at what are the major taxes used to fund California's governmental operations, and then you need to include the percentage of the budget that each of these taxes represent. Okay, so chapter 8 in our California Politics textbook is a great resource as you work on this question. All right, question number 2. Define gentrification. What are the advantages and disadvantages of it? Okay, so gentrification is going to be found in chapter 12 of the thicker book, Governing States and Localities textbook, chapter 12 on metropolitics. I will try to send you an article on gentrification that was in the LA Times, I believe just this morning, just so you have an idea as to how it comes into play. And it also, if you read through the article, will highlight some of the advantages and disadvantages of gentrification. Okay, so number 2, the question is again, define gentrification. What are the advantages and disadvantages of it? Your source is going to be our Governing States and Localities book and chapter 12 on metropolitics. All right, so take a look at that question. Next question is, how do AFDC, Aids to Families, Assistance to Families with Dependent Children, and TANF, Temporary Assistance to Needy Families, differ? Okay, so these are both welfare programs that the United States has had, AFDC and TANF. So understanding the differences can be found in our textbook, Governing States and Localities, chapter 15, which covers health and welfare. All right, so that's that question. Next question is, briefly explain what is meant by cap and trade. What is its status in Congress and in the states? So again, a couple different parts you have to address here. Number 1 is, what is cap and trade? Number 2, what is its status in Congress and in the states? And you'll find our textbook, Governing States and Localities, chapter 16, a good source to find that information. All right. Cap and trade is something that California has been using for a while. It's a means to obviously reduce our pollutants and carbon emissions. So you can take a look at that. But again, it's a couple of different parts of this question, so make sure you address all parts of the question. The final question has you take a look at Prop 13. It says, write a history or summary of Prop 13 and explain what impact it has had on local government, financing in general, and education in particular. So again, you're taking a look at a couple of things here. You need to write a short history of Prop 13. You need to tell me what impact it had on local government, because it had a significant impact on local government, especially public education, local government financing, and in general, and education in particular. So you're looking at how it impacted local government, but more specifically, the impact it had on education. Then you have to address what are the pros and cons of this proposition as you read it. Do you think Prop 13 should be repealed? And oftentimes it's something that is discussed but never followed through with the California legislature. Prop 13 is sometimes considered one of those third rails of politics, meaning you don't touch it, because if you do, you're going to get zapped. Whether or not you think it should be repealed, once you do some reading, hopefully you'll have a good understanding of what it is and can answer this question in a way you feel comfortable. Is it even possible to repeal it? Again, this goes back to whether or not it's even going to be possible to repeal it, because when Prop 13 was passed, they also threw a caveat in there about what it takes to increase taxes, and specifically, and how to deal with Prop 13 if it ever should come into play. So take a look at that, because I think you'll find that interesting. So where do you go to get information on Prop 13? It's going to be in your California Politics book. That's a thin book. Look through Chapter 8, the California budget process, and there's a couple pages directed towards Prop 13. Okay, so those are the questions. Those are 5 questions that are going to be on the final exam. So take a look, and hopefully this information will help you. At least you'll be able to narrow down where the information is, help you prepare some notes as you begin to take the final exam. Okay, so I just want to go back just to highlight again the exam. The final exam consists of 5 short essay questions. It is a forced completion exam, thus you must complete the exam once you enter it. You will be given a maximum of 2 hours to complete the exam, and the final exam is due by the end of day Wednesday, December 21st. So do your best to get it to me by then. The weekend following this is obviously Christmas Eve and so forth, so it's going to be a hectic week for all of us. If you have any questions or concerns during this last week and a half, feel free to call me if you need to. That's 909-367-8994, or you can text me, and I will get back to you as quickly as I can. So use that source of communication if it is something really urgent, okay? Make sure you also check your emails frequently during the last couple of weeks in case I need something from you. But other than that, I do appreciate everyone's hard work and diligence, and I do wish you all a blessed holiday season. Okay? So anything else, let me know. All right, you guys have a good week. Bye.